60 years of style, freedom, and cinematic soul come down to this moment. When you first lay eyes on the Moke 60 Years of Bond edition, it doesn't feel like discovering a car. It feels like rediscovering a memory you didn't even know you had. Today on Drive-In Reviews, this isn't just another vehicle review. This is a story about legacy, simplicity, and why some machines never grow old. In a world where cars keep getting louder, bigger, and more complicated, the Moke quietly arrives and reminds us that cool was never about excess. It was about confidence. It was about showing up without trying too hard, and that's exactly what this Bond edition does. The original Moke wasn't born to be luxurious or fast. It was born to be free. When James Bond drove it decades ago, it wasn't packed with weapons or technology, yet it left a stronger impression than most supercars of its time. Fast forward 60 years, and that same charm has been carefully revived, not rewritten. This new electric Bond edition doesn't chase trends, it preserves character. From the moment you see its open design, flat panels, and unmistakable stance, you understand that this car exists outside of time. It doesn't belong to yesterday or tomorrow, it belongs to moments. The kind of moments where you slow down without feeling guilty. The color palette is inspired by its cinematic past. Subtle, classy, and instantly recognizable to those who know. No loud branding, no forced nostalgia, just quiet confidence. On Drive-In Reviews, we always talk about emotional connection, and this car is built entirely around that idea. You don't buy this Moke to commute. You buy it to feel something. To roll through beach towns, private roads, resorts, and sunlit streets where smiles come naturally. The electric drivetrain fits the Moke perfectly. It's smooth, silent, and calm, almost meditative. There's no engine noise competing with the environment, no vibrations demanding attention. Just clean motion, and that silence feels respectful, like the car is letting the world speak instead. Acceleration is gentle but responsive, not thrilling but reassuring. This isn't a car that wants to race, it wants to cruise. And that's powerful in its own way. The Bond edition is limited, which makes sense, because this car isn't meant for everyone. It's meant for people who understand that luxury can be emotional rather than material. People who value story over specs. People who don't need a car to shout their success. The details are carefully restrained. Small Bond-inspired elements appear where they matter, never crossing into gimmick territory. This is a celebration, not a costume. The Moke's simplicity feels almost rebellious today. No doors to isolate you, no roof to disconnect you, no massive screens trying to control your attention. Just openness, and openness is rare. On Drive-In Reviews, we often ask what makes a car memorable, and the answer is usually simple. It's how it makes you feel when you walk away from it. The Moke leaves you lighter. It leaves you smiling. It leaves you wanting to take the long way back, and that's something no horsepower figure can measure. This Bond edition doesn't try to be perfect. And that's why it's perfect for what it is. It's honest. It's exposed. It embraces its limitations and turns them into personality. In an era obsessed with optimization, this car chooses emotion. And that choice makes it special. You don't drive a Moke to escape reality. You drive it to reconnect with it. Wind, sunlight, sounds, and movement all blend into one experience, and that experience feels deeply human. This is why the Moke still matters after 60 years, not because it changed, but because it refused to forget who it was. The moment you step inside the Moke 60 Years of Bond edition, the philosophy becomes even clearer. This interior is not about impressing you, it's about welcoming you. Everything feels open, breathable, and intentional. The seating is designed for comfort without excess, firm enough to support, relaxed enough to invite long, easy drives. Materials are practical, durable, and perfectly suited for an open vehicle that lives close to nature. On Drive-In Reviews, we always appreciate interiors that understand their purpose. And this one absolutely does. The dashboard is clean and uncluttered, showing only the information you truly need. Speed, range, and essentials are displayed clearly, without overwhelming graphics or unnecessary animations. The steering wheel feels natural in your hands, offering a direct connection to the road without artificial heaviness. Bond edition details appear subtly, tasteful accents, refined stitching, and exclusive touches that quietly remind you this is a celebration of history. Storage is simple and honest. Open compartments encourage minimalism, reminding you that this car is about experiences, not belongings. There's no attempt to isolate you from the world. Instead, the interior invites it in. You feel the temperature change. You hear the environment. You smell the air. And because the Moke is electric, everything feels even more peaceful. Conversations flow easily. Music becomes optional rather than necessary. This interior doesn't trap you in technology, it frees you from it. Sitting here, you realize that true luxury isn't always found in leather and screens. Sometimes it's found in space, simplicity, and presence. The Moke interior feels alive because it allows you to be alive inside it. On Drive-In Reviews, we believe great cars don't distract you from life, they enhance it. And that's exactly what this interior does. When the drive ends, the feeling doesn't disappear, it lingers. And that lingering feeling is what separates memorable cars from forgettable ones. Beyond the emotion and design, the Moke 60 Years of Bond Edition also carries just enough modern technology to make daily use simple and stress-free. Underneath its classic shape, this Moke is fully electric, powered by a compact electric motor designed specifically for relaxed cruising rather than aggressive performance. Power delivery is smooth and instant, perfect for city streets, resort areas, and private roads where comfort matters more than speed. The top speed is intentionally limited, reinforcing the idea that this car is about enjoying the journey, not racing through it. Range is practical for its purpose, offering enough miles on a single charge to comfortably handle a full day of leisure, driving without anxiety. Charging is straightforward and convenient. The Moke can be charged at home using a standard outlet, making ownership simple, especially for vacation properties, hotels, and coastal homes. With faster charging options, topping up the battery becomes easy, allowing the car to be ready whenever the mood strikes. Technology inside the Moke is intentionally minimal. There is basic connectivity for essential functions, but no overcomplicated infotainment system trying to dominate the experience. This keeps the focus on driving, surroundings, and conversation. Lighting is fully modern with LED elements, improving visibility while maintaining the classic look. Safety features are thoughtfully integrated, including reinforced structure, modern braking systems, and essential driver aids that enhance confidence without taking away from the raw, open nature of the vehicle. This balance between old soul and modern responsibility is what makes the Bond Edition truly special. In terms of exclusivity, the 60 Years of Bond Edition is produced in very limited numbers, making it more of a collector's piece than a mass-market vehicle. This is not something you see at every corner, and that rarity adds to its appeal. Price reflects that exclusivity. Depending on the market and configuration, the Moke Bond Edition sits in a premium price range, often starting around the luxury compact car segment and moving higher with customization. But on drive and reviews, we always say price only tells half the story. What you're really paying for here is character, heritage, and a lifestyle that can't be replicated by ordinary electric cars. This Moke isn't competing with SUVs or sedans, it's competing with experiences. And for the right buyer, that makes every dollar feel justified. It's a vehicle you buy with your heart first and your head second. And sometimes that's exactly how special cars should be chosen.